Hi, this is Matt Reisinger with Reisinger Homes. Welcome to my video blog on green building and building science. I'm here on a 20-year-old house that we're remodeling in Lago Vista, Texas. This house has a lake view, although with the low water we've got going these days, the lake is incredibly lower than it should be. I don't know if you can see those chairs in the video down by where our crane's parked, but that's usually the shoreline level. Anyways, heading back to the house, we're pouring a retaining wall today to bring the flatwork in the backyard up to the level of the pool that we built on this job site. And really the big green story in this is upstairs on the street where we're pouring concrete. But I wanted to give you a little bit of background on what's going on first. So this tall retaining wall you see framed up here that my guys are pouring concrete into and vibrating that concrete is what we're pouring concrete for. So let's head up to the street and let me show you what's going on up there. Okay, so we're up here on the street, but it's a little loud where the first truck's working. Let me give you a quick tour over here on the second truck. We're doing mobile Crete on this job, which is a mix on-site concrete, and I've got John, one of my experts from mobile Crete here, who's going to tell us a little bit how this works. Hey John, my understanding is that we're actually mixing the concrete for this job on site. Is that correct? Can you tell me how that works with your truck?
No problem, no problem. This is a new concept that's going around.
Make sure you speak loud, John.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. This is a new concept that's going around now. No longer drums. We got the new way to do it. Basically, we keep all our aggregate separate. We mix it on site, so basically you're using what you're going to use. If you order 6 yards, we pour out 6 yards. That's what you're paying for. No more waste.
Yeah, the nice thing about this, John, would be, you know, in this job, we're pouring that retaining wall in the back. We think it's going to be about 15 yards, but if we end up needing 17 or 18, we might have been short. Or if we would have ordered 18 but only gotten 15 from a traditional plant, then we would have ended up, or only needed 15, let's say, we might have ended up dumping 3 yards, which is a huge waste of resources and materials. So these guys are actually mixing this on site. Let me zoom out here a little bit. This first tank, John, is the water, is that right?
500 gallons of water.
Wow, 500 gallons. And then what do we have in the back?
On this side over here is the sand, and then we have a divider in the middle. And on the other side is the aggregate, depending on the size rock that you want. We've got pea gravel all the way to 1 inch.
Okay, so in this case, we're pouring a retaining wall with a line pump.
Correct, so it's pea gravel.
So it's pea gravel in there.
Which is a smaller rock.
Got it.
I mean, we have different applications that we can do. So, I mean, we're pretty versatile on what you want to pour.
That's fantastic. And then what's in the tanks here, John?
In our 2 tanks here is the calcium. Basically, it's the water reducer to help speed up the process in drying the concrete, in other words, making it cure a little bit faster.
Got it.
On certain things like retaining walls or stuff that we have to get up pretty quick. And on this one is the air. Basically, what it helps do, it helps move the air bubbles that you see that pop up when the concrete's there.
That's fantastic. And then everything goes back in the back here. And what's this do for us?
This right here is where we carry the actual cement.
Okay.
The product.
The Portland cement.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Back here. Everything comes on the belt.
Oh, let's zoom in here and see the belt. So everything's coming off this belt.
Coming off, feeding off. The cement, the Portland, comes through here into the tube, and I have the water from the front, comes down, comes through here. Here is where I actually can mix the water.
Nice.
In other words, if we need to dry it up, or if we need to wet it up a little bit to help it move, depending on what we have to do, because sometimes we're doing walls that need to dry up a lot quicker, and then we might actually go to a flat surface to where they need to work it a little bit more. So we can add a little bit more water and give them a little bit more time.
And then how do we tell the PSI mix on the cement that's coming out? Is there a gauge up here that shows us that? Or?
Yeah, it's not currently on right now, but right here it actually will tell you the description and the PSI, which on this one right here is 3,000 PSI.
Great.
And basically what happens is everything comes out and it actually mixes here in the auger.
Oh, wow.
As it's going up. So this is where the actual concrete's being made, right here.
That's really cool. So we're going to show you in a second here, folks, but it's super loud over there. That's why I wanted to have John give us a tour in this truck that's in standby mode waiting. But really the big story here is no waste. You know, we're always guesstimating a little bit on concrete, and it's really tough to know down to the yard how much you need. You always see that overspill on job sites, and really, John, with your system, that's almost totally eliminated, correct?
I think the most that we might have to waste might be a wheelbarrow.
That's fantastic.
And that's just because, say, they didn't let us know, and it just might be what I have in here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it could be as little as one shovel and as much as a wheelbarrow.
That's fantastic. And if you think about multiple jobs where these guys are out day in and day out, if you had a traditional truck from a concrete plant, if you're dumping 1 to 2 yards every time, boy, that adds up when you start thinking about how many houses are built in America and how many small jobs are being poured out there, whether it's retaining walls, sidewalks, whatever it is. I really like these guys, and I think they've got a great story to tell, especially on the green building side. So thanks for joining me, John. I appreciate it. Let's go over and take a look at the equipment right. Okay, it's a little loud up here where the pump's working and where the truck is, but this is our line pump. This is where the concrete's coming out, and here's the other truck. This truck can actually carry 11.5 yards, which is quite a bit more. It's a little more than 15% more than a standard truck. So here's how the concrete's working. The back of this truck, of course we stopped mixing right now. You can see we've got aggregate on the right-hand side. There's the sand right there. The water's coming in from these tubes. Everything's jumping down to the bottom there. And that auger is pushing everything right up top. Dumping it all in the back of this line truck right here. And this line truck has a big old auger that's sending it through this tube that we've got snaking through the house. Oh, here we go. Now it's mixing. Oh, I just missed it. So that's how it's made. So let's go to the back of the house and I'll show you where the end of the tube is and where we're pouring. Okay, we're back down to the bottom again here where the retaining wall is getting poured. It's a little tough to tell, however. This is a pretty tall wall. This is about a 14-foot wall that's going to have some flat work at the top here to bring us out to the same level as this pool back here. And so here's the end of the tube right there coming down into the forms. And we're going to be pouring all 15 yards through that tube. So up the street there is where it's getting mixed, coming back. My guy's doing a great job. That's my lead foreman Michael down there with the vibrator. This is a 20-foot tail on this vibrator. It's real important to vibrate your concrete to get all that air out of there and make sure we've got that 3,000 psi concrete throughout the entire mix. We've got good spacing between the concrete and the rebar, and you can see we've got some seriously beefy rebar down inside of this tall wall in here. This retaining wall is not going anywhere for the next 100, 150 years. I say this wall should be in real good shape. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.